Welcome back to Streamline Entertainment. It is Marvin speaking. We're going to get into more videos. This is generally about the Guardians of Ill and a lot of people sort of questioning them on, let's say, their professionalism and the way they go about things. Let's get straight into this. This is by Mariana. And it was a video from last year, August. And she said, Jay Slater's body only identified by the Guardians of Ill, but not identified by the family. Let's get straight into this.
Evening, TikTokers. I hope you're well and I hope your day has been as great as you. So, this article was posted on the Daily Mail online 2 days ago, and it indicates that Debbie Duncan, Jay Slater's mother, has not identified the body to be Jay Slater's. Yes, the body was identified by Guardia Civil and at the mortuary. Debbie Duncan, no one in the family, has actually identified the body. I'm going to do some comprehensive reading for you. So, Jay Slater's mother reveals devastating moments as she went to see her son's body, as she details how she received horrendous abuse from trolls about a GoFundMe page, which is still up, by the way, which she never asked for. She posted updates quite regularly, didn't she? But alongside Jay's father, Warren, and brother Zach, she went to the station where they were told through a translator that officers had found a body which believed to be this missing teenager, Jay Slater. Debbie said, obviously, to the son, the story she told to the son, the story she told to the son. We were all sat in a little room and I just screamed. I don't really remember what they were saying. This is where it gets interesting. So after a somber 1-hour journey to the mortuary in Santa Cruz, police insisted the family should not see Jay's body as he had fallen down a rocky ravine. Or was he thrown out of a helicopter at 2:30 in the morning when down the rapids heard this whole massive ruckus which caused all this wildlife to come alive? Debbie said, we just got taken into a room and it was just a casket and a rose on top. What they had put there. And she broke down and screamed. Of course, it's your son, from what you've been told. The Slater family received a torrent of abuse online when they were searching for Jay, as well in the weeks after his tragic death. So they've had a funeral, they've repatriated his body, which they have not identified. I don't understand that, right? The Spanish police advised Debbie against seeing her son due to the heavily decomposition of the body and obviously the injuries sustained. Fall. Then the body was brought over to the UK, where the UK matched the report to the Spanish report. There's no difference in reports, they both matched each other, mirrored each other quite evenly, quite consistently. Then they had a funeral for Jay Slater. The body was laid to rest. Still no one saw it. Sit right. Everyone sit right.
I agree in what Mariana, after a lot of thought, I thought, you've got to trust in the police. But after, obviously, ex-UK police officers saying, look, these Spanish police, if you've got money, they're dodgy as anything, and they work alongside the mafia as well, and always has been that way. Especially in the comments in the last video I've done of people sort of living out there and understand in how the mafia and the police operate out there. It is dodgy. There is a lot of, I think, questions about basically, is it Jay in that casket? I would have said, yeah. Kaz goes in the shot. Why didn't they get him identified? His dental records. Good point. It's hard. It is quite good because that music is quite loud and it's hard to turn up because it's recorded with the video. Was he cremated? I thought he read it was as his ashes in the coffin they were buried. That part I'm confused about. No, he was buried and he wasn't cremated. And it was weird, but like I said, my point is, she did make some good points, Mariana, at the end of it. But can you trust the Guardia Civil? Because, like I said, they said that they couldn't see his body. I can understand why. To be honest with you, yeah, I know it was badly decomposed, but you want to make sure you're actually taking that person home. Do you know what I mean? And it was a sealed casket. The coroner's report mirror each other. Everyone handles grief differently, yet in the case it has been very money focused. I mean, everyone's got their views. I don't really discuss that because, like I said, I'm sure Debbie and the family will do well with the money that they've received and, you know, move away, start a new life. That's what I'd say, to be honest with you. You know, that is something, you know, which I've never really covered about the money side of things. But, you know, about the body, it is a little bit bizarre. But like I said, maybe in the next few weeks, all this will come to light. I'm going to move on to part. This is a video by Ishak. He's quite good. He's got a YouTube channel as well, and he travels the world. And he was just talking about the corrupt other local police in Tenerife. Let's get straight into this.
Are the local police here in Tenerife? Guys, let me tell you something about the Spanish police, guys. They do not play about. Obviously, I'm from the UK, and the police officers over there seem quite chill. You know, I've never been stopped and searched in my life, but over here, I've heard a completely different story from locals and also tourists as well. Guys, corruption is rampant in Tenerife. Especially for a tourist or someone that's coming to the country, you should know this information. This isn't meant to scare you, but this is meant to inform you. There has been instances of police officers literally stopping, searching you, and taking all your money. Essentially, they're basically like legal robbers. A certain police force will literally plant items on you and also turn a blind eye for a right price. There literally has to be a police force in Tenerife with non-corruption written on the police card. That's how corrupt it is over here, guys. The police will beat you over here. They will put you in a jail cell, guys. Do not mess with them. Honestly, they don't fuck about at all. Like, this is for your own safety. So, guys, if you are coming out here and you're thinking of engaging in illegal activities, just make sure not to bump into the police. Because if you do, honestly, you're finished. Or you're probably just going to get robbed, or your shit's going to go missing, basically. They'll threaten you and take pictures of your passport. So, yeah, guys, I would not.
Wow. That was Ishak, people. I think he's traveled out there quite a lot, and I've done sort of a lot of videos on him and sometimes how unsafe Tenerife is. Let's look at some of the stories. I witnessed a British tourist that had hit the back of a taxi in a hire car over in Tenerife. Police literally had him screaming in pain. Absolutely brutal. Was the tourist drunk? David Owen says no, people sober. The poor guy was the man handled and hurt badly. Not only in Tenerife, it's Spain overall. Yeah, there's many places you can go to where they've got corrupt police. Spent a week in Tenerife, says Josh, in July. Every video I've seen telling people to be careful. Bollocks, acts like an idiot. Treat like one. Yeah, I agree. Be sound. You'll be sound. Simple as. Yeah, I agree. Depends. You've got to have your wits about you wherever you go. I just left a social club, got a little gritty in there, bought far too much flour, and they stopped me. They took it all and let me go. They were sound, but I've heard bad things. You've just got to be careful. Was tempted to visit my family, to visit as a family, being so to put off so things in Lanzarote instead. Thinking about going to Lanzarote instead. Fair enough. I don't know about corrupt, but we lived there in 2024. Everything is so slow in Spain. My boyfriend's phone stole in Tenerife, and he was in the police station 6 hours to get PayPal to travel insurance, for PayPal to travel insurance. Fair enough. It's what you make of it, people. You could be in the wrong place at the wrong time. Phil says, what are you talking about? The police in Tenerife are cool. They have stop and search powers. If you're respectful, they will be cool with you. If you give any hassle, they won't take any shy. Yeah, it depends what you know, what's going on, what you've heard. Every experience is different, put it that way. Been visiting Tenerife 6 times a year for the last 5 years. You are chatting shite. Someone else, like I said, it depends where you go. Basically, look, I've heard a lot of good things and I've heard a lot of bad things, but I think the bad things outweigh the good things in what I've heard, because there's so many people that have told me stories and, you know, sent me pictures, and I've done so many different videos, you know, over the last few months on Tenerife and people's incredible stories as well. So I think it's everything, but I do believe, you know, what this young man has said, that if you're involved in something bad, I think it'll come back to bite you. They're either basically not going to help you, which I think that was the Jay Slater case where they knew rugs were involved right from the club scene right up until now. That was part 2, people. Move on to the final part 3, people, of Marmite telling a story of visiting Tenerife.
Guys, so I just wanted to come on, and give you a quick story time of when I went to Tenerife years ago, okay? And this is like me just sitting there and thinking, are these police genuine? And this is me actually sitting there thinking, no, these police are the most corrupt motherfuckers there. And I'm going to tell you for why. So, this is years ago now. I went to Tenerife, and ended up going out, ended up down Veronica's, drinking. Me and my brother's girlfriend, drinking. Fucking come to about 3 in the morning, and she's like, I'm calling it a night. And man didn't want to call it a night. She's like, no, stay out with me. Got her to stay out with me for another half hour. She was like, look, I want to go back. I weren't ready to go back, so I was like, go on in, you go back. I see her off in the taxi, and I stayed down Veronica's. Stayed down Veronica's until it was daylight. So we're talking like 5, half 5, no, even later, because it gets about 6 o'clock. I was down Veronica's still, until. Anyway, so I was drinking, whatever. I've come outside the club, got into an argument with a Spanish girl. Me and her going at each other, but she's hiding behind her boyfriend. You got the Policia local opposite standing there, and I remember the Guardia Civil only get involved if there's something going on. Like, we thought we got scammed years and years ago when my first ever holiday to Nurka, and we had Guardia Civil looking out for our villa to see where it was. Like, we could not find the villa, but that's another story. But yeah, going back to that, so I'm arguing with this girl. She's hiding behind her boyfriend but giving me the mouth. So I've got vexed now, ultimately vexed. I've tried to jump over my man and give her a bang, Well, with that now, this Spanish guy's come and just give me one hook, boy. Me and him started swinging at each other, but whilst all this is going on, the Policia local are standing there watching every single fucking bit of it. And I'm talking every bit of it. This is Dan Veronica's, watched every bit of it, and of course he got the better of me. He's a man. So I've ended up back at my apartment. When I woke up, I went to sleep for a couple hours. When I woke up, I'm telling you, the black eye I had was insane. So the point I'm getting at is, listen, if you're out there and you're causing trouble and you're a foreigner in their country, remember that. But they ain't got no time for you, let me tell you, and I'm speaking from experience.
Yeah, I agree. Look, she probably got a bit drunk, wrong place, wrong time, got into a fight with a girl. But this guy's obviously the guy that was with the other girl who she was arguing with punched her. She got a black eye at the end of the day. But like I said, when people are drinking, they get themselves into situations. But like I said, what I've heard, if things go down out there and you're to blame, you're the foreigner, they're just going to say it's your fault. And it's the same thing when it's rug related. Ness is pushed by the family that they want answers. They never really look into it. If you go back to the Ricky Dakota case, all the way back into the 80s, you can see that there were so many bodies that basically that people have never come forward as missing people. And the mortuary and the police don't even know where these people were. And I think that still goes on a hell of a lot, not just in Tenerife, everywhere, but obviously because Jay was found alive in Tenerife, and we believe that there was foul play in that case, and many others over there who have gone missing. Some have survived, and like in Ricky's case, his body was never found, but I 100% think he was killed, and that was foul play too. But like, it's interesting that basically, I mean, this woman could have been like hurt really, really bad. I know she was probably a little bit drunk, and both sides were sort of mouthing off as well. But it's just amazing how quickly things can change very, very, you know, especially if you're on your own as well. Do you know what I mean? It's absolutely crazy. Anyway, so that was a few more experience. But like I said, the main point is the Guardia Civil. I don't think personally you can trust them, especially if they're thinking that you've done something wrong, or you know you're out there to basically, you're out there for business, and if you've got yourself in trouble, or you got yourself hurt, or you've got taken away, they don't seem to really want to know, which is really, really strange. Much like the Jay Slater case. Don't forget to subscribe to Streamline Entertainment and follow the channel. Appreciate you all. Thank you.